Hello everyone. In today's class, we are going to see about subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement? What does that mean? Well, in a sentence, the subject and the verb have to agree with each other in number. There are certain rules to be followed in subject-verb agreement. Before starting with it, first let's get to know what a subject and a verb is. The subject is the doer of the action. It can be a person, place, thing, or an idea. Example: the dog is barking at the stranger. In this sentence, the action is being performed by the dog, hence, the dog is the subject. What is a verb? Verbs are action words. It tells us what the subject performs. In this sentence, the action performed by the dog is barking, hence, barking is the verb. When we ask the question who, the answer we get will be the subject. Example: Mr. Ram has a car. Who has a car? Mr. Ram. Hence, Mr. Ram will be the subject. Now let's move on to the rules for subject-verb agreement. In third person, a singular subject takes a singular verb. Example: he speaks. A plural subject takes a plural verb. Example: they speak.
Remember, singular subjects do not end in s. Example: cat, book. But singular verbs do. Example: eats, speaks. Likewise, plural subjects often end in s. Example: cats, books. But plural verbs do not. Example: eat, speak. Rule number 1. A verb must agree with its subject in number and person. Example: look at the first sentence, the dog barks. Here, the dog is a singular subject. Hence, we give it a singular verb, barks. Whereas in the second sentence, the dogs is a plural subject. Hence, we give it a plural verb as bark. The verb and its subject in a sentence must agree in person. That is, first person, example, I read, we read. Second person, you read, you all read. Third person, he reads, she reads, they read. Rule number 2. When two or more singular subjects joined by the conjunction and, they usually take a verb in the plural. Example: Deen Raj and Deepak are playing cricket. Here, Deen Raj and Deepak are two people and they are joined by the conjunction and, hence we are giving it a plural verb. Rule number 3. Some nouns which are plural in form but singular in meaning take a singular verb. Example: mathematics is an intellectual subject. Here, mathematics is plural in form, but it has a singular meaning. Hence, we give a singular verb is to it. Rule number 4. Words joined to a singular subject by with or as well as do not affect the number of the verb. Therefore, it takes singular verb. Example: the queen bee with her workers presides over the hive. Here, queen bee is singular subject, her workers is plural subject. These two are joined by using the word with. Hence, we give it a singular verb, presides. Rule number 5. When a plural noun is the name of one thing, it takes a singular verb. Example: The Arabian Nights is an interesting book. Here, The Arabian Nights is the title of the book. Though it is plural in form, it denotes one thing. hence we give a singular verb to it. Rule number 6. When two or more subjects in the singular are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, the verb would be invariably singular. Example, either a poem or a play is written on the paper scroll. Here, poem and play are two singular subjects. Since this sentence has either or, we give a singular verb to it. Rule number 7. If one of the subject is in plural, the verb agrees in person with the one nearest to it. Example, either you or your brothers are lying. Here, the verb lies beside the plural subject. Hence, we are giving it a plural verb. Rule number 8. Either, neither, each, every, everyone and many must be followed by a verb in the singular. Example, every flower is a soul blossoming in nature. In this sentence, since every is present there, we are giving a singular verb to it. Rule number 9. When the subject of the verb is a relative pronoun, the verb must be made to agree in number and person with the antecedent of the relative. Example, the boy who is in the middle is Sam. Here, who is the relative pronoun. Hence, before who, the subject which is present here is the boy. It is a singular subject. Hence, we are giving it a singular verb. Rule number 10. A collective noun takes a singular verb if the collection is thought of a whole. Example, the jury has given its verdict. Here, the jury is considered as a singular subject because we are considering them as a whole. They are giving one verdict and hence we are giving it a singular verb. Whereas, if the individuals or members of a group are thought of separately, then the verb is plural. Example, the jury were divided in their opinions. Here we consider the jury as plural subject because their opinions are divided. Hence we are giving it a plural verb.